Well, hey, welcome back to Focus. What do you think of when you hear the word community? Now, hey, there's probably quite a few different things going through your mind because there's so many different types of communities. And also there's a few words that we chuck in after community, like community workers, community projects, community service. So what actually is community? Well, the dictionary definition is something along the lines of it's a group of people who live in the same place, or it's a group of people who share the same characteristics or interests. That's what community is. And it's so important for you to be in community. Community is vital for us unlocking our potential in Christ. So why is it so vital? Why is it so important? Well, God actually created us for community. Firstly, to be in community with God himself, but secondly, to be in community with other people. To be in community with God's people. Having people around us who help us to do the right things, who help to challenge us, to encourage us, to support us, ultimately helps us unlock our potential. Being around the right people helps you to do the right things. Being around the right people helps you do the right things. But what is the difference between community, or what is the opposite, of community? It's isolation, isn't it? It's being on your own. It's being away from community. And when you're away from community and you're on your own, which, let's be honest, we've all experienced recently, it's easy to find yourself more prone to temptation. It's easy to find yourself more prone to being discouraged. Now, in the Bible, there's so many different illustrations of what community looks like. And I guess community at its best would look something similar to what it does in Acts chapter 2, verse 44, where it says this: "And all the believers met together in one place and shared everything they had. They sold their property and possessions and shared the money with those in need." That's a great example of community. And God absolutely longs for you to be in a supportive, healthy community. So I want to ask you a question. Who do you trust? Who do you trust? Now, why am I asking you that? Well, very simply, community is only as good as you are honest. If people don't know what you're going through, if people don't know what you're struggling with, if people don't know your insecurities, how can they help you? The answer is, well, really, they maybe can try, but they won't be that effective. So do you have people around you who you can trust, who you can rely on, who encourage you? Now, if you do, that is absolutely incredible. Now, thank God for that, because lots of people don't. And if you're one of those people who doesn't have that community around you, can I just encourage you to try and seek it out, search for it, pray about it, ask God to put people in your life who can be there for you, who can encourage you and support you. Whether you're an introvert, extrovert, it is vitally important for you to have that community. Hebrews 10 verse 24 to 25 says this: "And let us consider how we can spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." So my question for you is, who can you encourage today? And who encourages you? One last thing I just want to chuck out is that community really helps us to stand firm in our faith. And Paul talks a lot about standing firm and letting nothing move us. No situation, no bad news, no difficulty move us from our faith. Now, hey, it's so much easier to stand firm in community, but we need to remember that community is only as good as we are honest.